Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kai and this is Hot People Reads. So it's coming up to Halloween time, spooky season, and I thought I'd give a few recommendations for this time. Bear in mind, I'm like the biggest scaredy cat ever, so some of these books aren't even that scary, but they do fit that Halloween theme, so I hope they're good enough for you. The first book I've got up is Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. This book, I'm currently reading it, so I haven't actually finished it just yet. But from what I can read so far, it's about a girl who gets abandoned by her mum. And it turns out that she's naturally a witch. She was born with magic. This isn't a spoiler. This is literally like the first 5 pages you find this out. And it's about her navigating this dangerous world where women and witches, it's not a good time for them, let's just say. It's really interesting because the main character, she's quite young, and it kind of follows her journey in her life about trying to navigate this dangerous world. From what I have read so far, it really touches on womanhood, magic, feminism, mother and daughter bonds. The way Alice Hoffman writes and describes her characters, it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to finish it. And I believe it's a prequel to Practical Magic, and I haven't read Practical Magic, and I understand it, so you don't need to read a Practical Magic to understand this book. The next book I have is The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. As you can see, I've got a bit of a witchy theme going on, but if you haven't heard about this book, you need to hear about this book. It's so beautifully written. So this book follows 3 sisters, Juniper, Agnes, and Beatrice. So you're in the world of New Salem. Magic doesn't exist, witches don't exist, and it's about these 3 sisters who are trying to kind of bring that back together, but they're faced through trials and tribulations, and they all have their own strange relationship with each other for different reasons. I just thought this book did a fantastic job of talking about sisterhood, the troubles that come with it, and the magic system. I thought it was quite easy and simple to read. This book made me cry. There's nothing more I love than beautiful writing and strong bonds, and this book does that in such a traumatic way, which is why you should read it. The next book I have is The Visitors by Catherine Burns. I read this book when I was 17, I think, maybe 16, I don't remember. It was a few years ago, but I remember how creepy this book made me feel. Like I was so scared just to be at home alone.
So it turns out that I am actually a mug, and somehow I lost this part of footage for the video. But what I was going to say is that this book is about 2 siblings, John and Marion, who live in this incredibly derelict house, and they don't really talk to anyone but each other, in total isolation.
So John has this weird dark secret he's keeping, and it has something to do with the basement. Marion doesn't really know what's going on, nobody really knows what's going on, but suddenly John finds himself getting a heart attack, and while he's away, Marion uses that time to figure out what's going on, what is this dark secret that he has. And it's a great read if you want something chilling and creepy. It's also a slow burn, so it does take a while to get into it, but it's like less than 300 pages. You can definitely whiz through this. Another psycho thriller I have is Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I love this book. This is something I plan on rereading in maybe a few years because I still pretty much remember the plot and what happened. So it starts off with our main character, Jessica Farris, who signs up for this psychological experiment. She wants to be part of it, and as she's going through the trials, things get a little bit weird. You know, we have the psychologist. She starts to get a little bit more invasive and tries to infiltrate herself into her personal life. But as you read, you just discover a whole load of secrets. I wouldn't say it's creepy. It's more, it messes with your mind, definitely. And it just leaves you wanting more. I did not know what the ending was going to be. I was completely shocked when the twist unfolded, but it's got deceit, it's got jealousy, it's got a lot, and I loved it, so hopefully you will too. Okay, so the only horror book I could muster myself to read is The Vegetarian by Han Kan. I read this book, I think, end of last year, so maybe this time last year. It's by a Korean author, and this is the translated version, obviously, because I don't know Korean. And it's about so many things. It's a dark modern classic about this woman who starts to become a vegetarian, and her world kind of shifts after that, and you start to uncover the reasons behind it and what her being a vegetarian really means. It's creepy and weird, and you feel sorry for her, and in a way it discusses on mental health, feminism, and it really explores the female body and what that represents in society. It's really weird, beautifully written, but it can make you feel really uncomfortable, and that's the vibe you're going for because Halloween. Another great classic I have is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So this book has small town gossip. It follows two sisters. Okay, I read a lot of books about siblings. I think most of the books here are about siblings. But anyway, it follows two sisters, Constance and Maricat, who live with their uncle. The tragic accident happens where their family gets murdered. Suddenly they're shunned from everyone in town. They live in this creepy, dark castle, so you've got great scenery there. And things take a darker turn when their cousin Charles comes. So it's from the point of view of the younger sister, Maricat, and it's about her trying to kind of protect her family from their cousin. It's such a whimsical, sweet read because Maricat's like 10 years old, I think. She's like a kid, maybe 12. But it's from her point of view, and it's such a sweet way of seeing things, even though it's a dark story. You've got the creepy gothic house, and what more do you need? I don't know. This is also a quick and easy read. It's like less than 200 pages. You can definitely whiz through it, and it just really fits that Halloween theme that we're going for. Now this book, I don't even know what to say. So we have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I don't even know how to describe this book, but it's creepy, it's fun. This book made me feel really uncomfortable. That's it. Uncomfortable, but I couldn't look away. So it's about this glamorous woman called Naomi. She's sort of a socialite. She's comes from a wealthy family. She's like the it girl. And her cousin marries into the Doyle family. Something weird, something strange is going on. And when she gets there, things start to get a little bit weird. This book made me so uncomfortable, but I loved it. And the way Silvia Moreno Garcia describes the scenery is what gives it that gothic feeling. The way she talks about the house and the movement of it, it's a fantastic. I don't know how to sell this book to you because it's just so strange, but I would definitely read this if you want something that will make you feel so uncomfortable. But I do have to give a trigger warning of, yeah, so bear that in mind, and I hope you enjoy. And look at this cover. If this cover alone does not sell you, then why are you on BookTube? Come on.
That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Here's a close-up of the outfit I was wearing in this video, and I'll leave all the details in the description below. See you in the next video, and I wish you a happy Halloween.